There we go. Sorry about that. You can be a mime. That'd be great. Okay, so remember you can follow us here on Twitch, on YouTube at Just Another Nerdy Podcast. You can also watch us live, or you can also download us a little bit later if you don't feel like watching us live. You can put a little nerdy in your pocket and download us onto iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, and CastBox. Now, if you need any of your nerdy news updates or your social media updates, feel free to check us out at feel free to check us out on Twitter at JA Nerdy Podcast and at Facebook.com/Just Another Nerdy Podcast. So now that we've got all that fun business out of the way, Dank, is it all right if I call you Dank? How you doing, buddy? What's that? I think so, yeah. Oh, wait, let me get the desktop audio. Hang on. This thing's being a turd today.
Gotta love Monday morning.
There we go. Now we hear you.
Perfect.
Welcome, buddy. Yeah, this has been a Monday for sure. I have been fighting an uphill battle all day long. I moved my computer. I had everything up and going like 2 hours ago, and I moved my computer a little bit to get some extra space in here, and it just restarted. I was like, oh, well, thank you.
Oh, nice. Just nudge the power button.
Yeah, I must have. I don't know. It's kind of sensitive over there. I don't really understand, but that's all right. So for those of you who don't know, this is SmokinDank5280. I like to call him Dank for short. Does anybody call you anything else for short, or?
My ex-wife calls me a lot of things I don't know if I'm allowed to mention.
Okay. You can mention whatever you want. This is an explicit podcast, so you can say whatever you want.
Asshole, motherfucker, all those. But no, Dank is Dank's what most people call me.
I'm gonna call you Dank. We're just gonna go with that.
That'll work.
So Dank, you mentioned one of the first times that I was actually talking to you. You mentioned that you have been streaming for about, is it 3 years or is it 4 years now?
It's been a long time. My first test streams were back on the PS4 when Destiny 1 was out. Just kind of dipping my toes into the water for the very first time, and then I consider like serious streaming since November 2015. That's when I put the money into the PC. It's like this is what we're doing, you know.
Okay.
So
I found you playing Prey, which is one of my favorite games.
System Shock 2 remake, basically.
Yeah. Oh hey, Pocket Mom, welcome. I think it's Pocket Mom.
Pocket Mom. She's one of my mods.
Welcome, Pocket Mom. Thank you for popping in on the stream. Dank, I forgot to also say a big shout out to you. You actually designed this layout.
Yeah, no problem.
Thank you so much. You stopped in on the last stream, which was really, really cool, and then you designed this like right after, and it looks a lot better. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem, dude. No problem.
That's one of the troubles, I think, like trying to like do this whole thing is getting a whole bunch of stuff. Pocket Mom, thank you for the follow. One of the best things though is getting it's hard to like find the time to kind of kick back and do all this stuff. And like when I came to designing my layout, I was like, we'll just shove this in there. So it's
a ton between layouts, overlays, the stuff on your channel, running a Discord, trying to maintain a Twitter, have a life.
Yeah, this entire weekend actually, so I was trying to tweet from the road, and my wife and I were going to Wisconsin. Her mom bought her like Josh Groban tickets for the weekend, so we had to like drive up, and I'm in Iowa, so it's only like a 5-hour drive, but it was like a 5-hour drive, and I'm trying to tweet from the road and come up with stuff to say and stuff whilst continuing and still talking to other people about stuff. It was a crazy weekend.
I don't envy you there.
Yeah. So Dank, you have a fairly obvious niche, I would say. and it's actually really fun to actually tell people like, hey, they're like, who's your next interview? And I'm like, it's going to be SmokinDank5280. And they all just stop and look at me. But do you want to talk a little bit about your niche?
I don't think it's that big of a niche. I mean, 5280, we're just broadcasting from the Denver area, but people seem to get a kick out of it.
Yeah, well, I mean, you're very like weed centric, which is really really cool.
Right? No, I was just messing with you.
No, okay.
I'm actually loading a bowl right now. You're part of my wake and bake right now.
I could hear you. I could actually hear you. They unfortunately everyone else didn't get to hear that like right away. So I was like, "Oh, this is great!" Like I'm doing all my stuff, and I just hear you smoking right there, and I'm like, "That's awesome." So let's talk about because I actually, when I was first explaining this to someone who's also streaming, there's this girl, I'm the Mermaid Queen. She was streaming, and I was telling her about you, and she was smoking a blunt at that point, and she just goes, I was like talking about you, and she goes, wait, 5280? She goes, what does that mean? And I was like, I'm not sure. And she goes, well, that's my area code.
She has a 4-digit area code?
I don't know. I thought that was really weird. And I was like, I don't know. I'll go ask him. And I popped in on your stream, but why don't you explain to people what 5280 like actually means?
All right, 5280. First off, isn't my birthday. Everybody thinks it's my birthday. And it would actually work because I was born in 1980. I'm old.
Okay.
5280 is actually a like Denver thing here for the elevation, mile high. So you've got 5280 magazine, you've got 5280 plumbing, a buddy of mine owned 5280 motorsports, there's probably 5280 escort service. It's a local thing out here.
Okay.
And so like when I get people who come into my stream who are from the area, they're like, 5280, you're in Denver. I'm like, yep.
That's cool. So one of the things that I sort of latched onto when I was watching your stream a while back, I really like the amount of activity that you have going on. You have very like chill games that you play, but at the same time you do like you're very active as a streamer and you're very engaging. Like I know you do like some wheel spins. You have
the wheels.
Yeah. You have a bong hit counter and a beer counter at the bottom. I think, is that just at night or is that during the day too?
Well, I don't stream anymore during the days unless it's a kind of a special event. I found that I'm better off just putting all my time into a longer night show. But we've got bong hit counters. We eat those nasty Bean Boozled jelly beans.
Oh, yeah.
Those are on a slot wheel. We've got the Wheel of Dank that has challenges, chat currency, more of those stupid jelly beans. There's quite a bit. We've got, if you're a sub, there's like 130 sound effects, mini games. I sometimes have a problem of going a little overboard on shit. And so I've actually had to pull back a lot of the stuff that we used to have in the stream because it got to be just too much. Okay.
Oh, I forgot. Does Chris? I think Chris Goodrich follows you, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's been watching this whole last week.
I was dying because I just popped in to watch a little bit of your stream, and Chris is just like, "Oh, hey Jay, how's it going?" Chris is actually like I think like maybe just down the street from us. Like he lives very close to us and stuff, so he's been following me since I did a podcast before this called Catchy. Then we kind of evolved it into this podcast, and Chris followed us over, so I was so ecstatic to see him like following you as well. I was pretty pumped about that.
No, he's been cool. He's been really cool.
Yeah, that's good. And then we thought we were all cool, and we're like, Chris, we just made you moderator for our chat, huge honor. And he just goes, yeah, I do that for quite a few. And I was like, oh, okay.
Like, whatever, get in line.
Yeah, Chris is that awesome enigma. Like he's extremely loyal and awesome. But so I really hope you enjoy him sticking with you because he's a cool kid. However, he will make jokes about being in your bushes. That is a little weird.
Oh, I got a big old bush right here on my face. My
magic
carpet.
Yeah, how long is your beard now?
Lengthwise? Oh, I don't know. I keep it trimmed at the bottom just to to keep it looking manageable or keep it looking decent. If I don't, it actually does what I think it's called a French split, where it'll split down the middle and fork out to the sides, and it looks like hell. So
Oh, that
I
sounds really
think
cool.
no, it kind of is, but you also can get kind of hobo looking. I mean, you gotta keep it kind of maintained. But it's
I
been going for 5, 6 years. My kid
Oh,
wouldn't
wow.
recognize me without it.
Yeah, those are some of my favorite stories. Is I think Adam Sandler was talking about in like his new special. He was talking about how the most vulnerable he ever saw was the one time he saw his dad shave, and he came out with like a bare face, and he just and I'm like, yeah, I mean, I think my dad always had a mustache, and then when he shaved that, that was the weirdest thing I'd ever seen.
Yeah, it would traumatize my kid. He's all about. He can't wait for him. He wants to have a beard. He's always like, Dad, can you see my beard coming in? And he's got like peach fuzz because people have peach fuzz all over. I'm like, yep, you got a beard. But he's excited about getting a beard. He knows, and he's told people, and I've had to tell him to knock it off. He knows that if your dad doesn't have a beard, you've got two moms. And he's told that to his friends, and I'm like, you got to stop that. Knock it off, son. He's like, what? It's funny. I'm like, no.
That's one of those things where it's really funny, but you can't let them know that it's hilarious.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's a song. It's the title of a beard song that he thinks is hilarious. So.
Oh, okay. All right. Where did you get like some of the ideas to add like some of the counters and stuff like that into your stream? Was that something that you started right away with, or is that something that just sort of evolved naturally into your stream?
Everything's kind of evolved. When I first started, um, I was on a PS4 with the PS4 camera, because I didn't want to drop any money into this. I mean, the PS4 camera was a huge investment into something that wasn't paying anything at all. And I'm like, I don't really know if I want to do this, and turn the camera on. And I ran they had a filter that made y'all pixelated. I didn't want to be on camera. And then it was, okay, you want people to come watch, you really need to have your face camera. All right, let's turn on the camera. And then once really everything came together, once we got the PC and started allowing us to work with overlays and shit like that. And people wanted to know, how many hits have you taken tonight? I was like, well, I don't know. Maybe I can find a way to keep track of it for us on screen. And well, now I got to look up bots, and it just snowballs from there.
I think that's one of my favorite things about Twitch is that it's a little bit of everything. You're a performer, but you're also like you have to be a bit of a technician. Like you have to know how to work settings and make things look good, and you have to do all sorts of crazy stuff.
Oh yeah, you're your
And
own
then on
PR
top of that, you get to play
department.
video games.
Yeah, you're your own PR department. You're your own producer, your own writer, your tech guy. You're the camera guy. You're the talent scout, basically going to figure out what games you want to feature for people. You do it all. You hear a lot of people in stream. I could do this. It's like, give it a go. Give
Yeah,
it a go.
just try.
Don't quit your job. It's a lot of fucking work.
Speaking of, is this I was reading earlier, is this actually your professional gig? Like, is this what you do?
I'm split between this and I do a little web design on the side. Mainly what I do though is I'm a stay-at-home dad. When the economy fell out, my wife and I had just had our son, and she was like, "I'm not staying at home. He'll drive me nuts." And I was like, "You know what? I'll chill at home. I can change some diapers." And that was when he was 6 months old, and he's what, gonna be 8 in January. So full-time gig is stay-at-home dad. I manage a couple websites on the side, and then I do this to cover everything.
That's awesome.
However, I do let everybody know, if my wife left me or something, I would be doing this from a cardboard box. It is not big. It's not big money or anything.
Yeah, unfortunately. Well, I'm kind of at the. I've been doing it off and on for 3 years. I do it more as a hobby. I've changed probably 3 jobs, I think, over the course of trying to stream at the same time, and that takes like a huge toll. It's hard and it's really difficult to get traction in this field.
It is. It's a lot of consistency is the biggest thing. I
Oh
mean,
yeah.
and I've got the issue where I'm trying to time stuff. I'm like to my son, I'm like, you need to get in bed. Stop giving your mom a hard time because I gotta work. Because if you're supposed to be on at 9 o'clock, if you're not on until 9:05, a lot of your viewers have already checked out and gone to watch something else. Your loyal people are there, but the consistency is that biggest part of gaining that traction you're talking about.
Oh yeah.
And I mean, I've pretty much been doing night streams every night for like 3 years.
Yeah. Let's talk about gaming. What type of games do you like to play on the stream?
Um, I go to two different spectrums of basically RPGs. I like to stream the newer stuff. Love the Witcher series. We've played Witcher 1, Witcher 2, Witcher 3. We beat Witcher 3 now on hardest settings. We don't wear armor. It's just like, okay, we're done with this again. Woohoo, go Geralt. The Fallout series, but I really like old school isometric RPGs, Fallout 1. I'm planning on playing Planescape during stream. We've done Pillars of Eternity. Oh, Tyranny, stuff like that. Slower pace, lots of story, lots of player engagement with dialogue and stuff. It's totally stuff that bores my stream, but that's what I really like to play. But I know to keep them awake because we're all smoking. We play like Fallout 4, the more action stuff, Dark Souls, you know.
Okay.
But Hitman's the next big one coming up that I'm looking forward to.
I've been watching you play a little bit of Hitman, and I enjoy that. I think the last one I saw though, like you were trying to get like a certain outfit to kill all these people with, or something. It was like it was like the doctor's the crow mask.
Oh yeah,
Sorry.
yeah. We were working on oh yeah, the medicine doctor mask in the it was like a South American village or something. I know exactly what mission you're talking about. It's a fun game. It's a fun series. I played that way back on Xbox. Um, I avoided it when it first came out in 2016 because it was episodic. You paid for the game, and then they drop a new chapter every month or every 3 months or something. I was like, I'm not doing that. I want it all at once.
Oh yeah.
But once I got the whole game, I'm like, woohoo! It's fucking awesome.
Yeah, I've heard some I don't know, the episodic idea kind of puts me off a little bit as well, but then I started hearing reviews and stuff, and they said it's amazing. So I was like, all right, I'm interested.
Oh yeah, I'm really excited for part 2. It comes out in like 12 days or something. No, 8 days, something like that, on the 13th.
Yeah, it's coming out quick.
This one, yeah, and this one will be the entire game at once. I assume they'll have DLC later in the year, but we're not going to have to wait between each location.
Yeah, it's an interesting idea. I think they were trying out sort of copying the Telltale formula, but making like this TV like formulated idea out of video games that I just don't think that it works.
Right. Well, not in my opinion, not in this type of game, but it does. I see where they're trying to figure out a way to make a single player story as where the industry is going to games as a service, you know. How do we keep people playing this? How do we make this the game that they're continually playing and continually being nickeled and dimed or supporting their favorite game, whichever way you want to look at it.
Yeah, that is. I guess that is an interesting thing. I mean, something that just happened, and you can. I know there's a lot of people have their opinions on Fortnite, but one thing that I was just tuned into the other day was like something about a cube. Like they had everyone went to go watch this cube event happen, and I guess they have like season pass events that happen on the game that I didn't even know about. Like I just thought people just went in and shot each other.
You can level up or something with a season pass. Fortnite's not my thing at all, but if it means more people are gaming, hey, maybe they'll jump over and play something else, you know. If they're successful, it just means more people are exposed to the genre.
I played about 5 minutes of Fortnite, and because I wasn't on there with anyone, like I was playing by myself, I had a panic attack and I just quit. Like, I was like, I can't do this. I don't know what I'm doing, and then I just left. I was like, I'm out, because it's very much like play as you will, you know.
Oh yeah,
doesn't really like give you too much of an explanation, which was
Yeah, I
terrifying
played
to
it
me.
for about 8 minutes. I've actually streamed PUBG a couple times. They're just not my thing. They're not what my audience at the time is looking for, or what I'm looking for in a game.
That's true. And it seems like you're one of the only streamers that are similar in the sense that because they say to like make it, you need to be very collaborative and you have to have a lot of like, you got to be partnering with a lot of people. I like to play just a single player game and chill out. Like that's my favorite thing. And that's what I love about your streams is like, I'll pop in and you'll just be playing something random that's like a single player experience.
Right.
Which is,
Last night was totally random. Played Quake Champions.
oh yeah,
Multiplayer, fast paced, which is actually a lot of where my recent gaming history before Twitch comes from. My kid gaming stuff is Super Nintendos and stuff, and Nintendo,
right.
but yeah, it's usually single player because, like you said, we got a lot of shit going on in the stream, which means I'm pausing. I have people on my team, or I'm trying to run away from people. There's so much going on that it's just like I'm dead or I'm a bad teammate. So let's just do something where I can pause the game and you guys don't have to worry about me playing one-handed or having to eat these beans right now for the next 2 minutes while you're providing cover fire.
I get you.
But
Yeah, let's talk about like gaming when you started. So you were born in 1980. I was born in 1988, so I was a little bit later. My first experience was Super Nintendo. I played a Link to the Past at my friend's house. Also, I just wanted to do a quick shout out to the Boom Guy 38. Welcome.
Bomb
Sorry.
guy.
The Bomb Guy. Oh, there we go. I haven't popped in and said hi, or I haven't said hi to you. You popped in here for a little bit while, but I just wanted to say hi real quick. Sorry.
Come by stream and ask him why he's 38.
What's that?
You got to come by stream and ask him why he is 38.
Oh, okay. Yeah, definitely. Or I could have him come into my stream at some point. That would be cool. So Dank, what were like some of your first gaming experiences?
First gaming experiences. Like my parents were not at all supportive of video games. They bought one console for our house, a Nintendo. The month before, like it was November, and the Super Nintendo dropped at Christmas. We were just that far back. But when we would go, like my parents had a business, they had a retail clothing store, and so they'd go to market, they'd go to trade shows, and they'd leave us with family friends who had older kids. So we got to play Atari when I was little. We're like, oh, this is so cool. And then we got to play the first Nintendo. I remember trying the first Metal Gear. I must have been like 7 years old. And I'm like, what the? I can't play this. This is so difficult. Can I have Mario back? Castlevania 2, Simon's Quest, was probably the first kind of epic game I ever played as a kid. And I still like the Castlevania series, but I haven't played it. I've tried some of the newer games, and I'm just like, no, this isn't for me. But yeah, everything kind of started with the Nintendo. If I wanted to play anything else, I had to go to friends' houses,
I get you. So we had the Super Nintendo and that was it. And there was like, I think we had 3 games for it, maybe 4. And then, before that, I actually was going to a friend's house playing Link to the Past. I never played that at my house. Like that was just at his house. And then, my sisters always make fun of me because I'm like the youngest. So as they moved out, my parents had more money.
Right.
So they spent so at that point, like I bought my own N64 and then I got a GameCube for like Easter at one point. But I mean,
Nice.
it was straight Nintendo.
Me and my brother I had to read 100 books. My brother had to read 50 books so we could get a Nintendo.
Oh, wow.
Just so we could play Super Mario and Duck Hunt.
That's an interesting parenting technique. That is really cool. How does parenting translate over to you with your son in video games?
Oh God, I hate Minecraft. I don't hate Minecraft. As a parent and a gamer, I'm actually like, I was watching him play it the other day, and he's been playing it for years now. He's had a controller in his hand before he could talk. I used to literally like hold him like when you rock a baby in your arms, and I've got my controller in my hands and he's asleep. So he's been exposed to it forever. He wants to be a streamer. He's stopped doing it, but there was a time when he would actually play his games as a streamer, talking to his audience. And I'm like, who are you talking to? He goes, I'm talking to my viewers, Dad. All right, go for it, dude.
That's so cool.
He's at an advantage where there's some games I'm like, yeah, you can go play Borderlands. It's all right. You know, it's cartoons, it's comics. You watch Batman cartoons, they're just as violent. He just magically doesn't kill him, you know? And that's his claim to fame with his friends. Like, he'll get off the school bus and be like, Dad, don't I get to play Borderlands? I'm like, yes, you do. He's like, see? To his friends. And they're like, oh, wow.
He's cool.
But at the same time, as a parent, I'm still like, I will turn that off. I know you can save it. Go clean your damn room, you know? Because, as you know, you're married. Anything that rolls downhill, if he doesn't clean his room, his mother's going to yell at him, and then she's going to yell at me. And so I'd rather just yell at him really quick and avoid getting yelled at.
That's true.
So,
yeah.
But he gets exposed to a lot of games. And part of the reason I started doing this was because of my kids, where as I talk to them and as I talk to like their friends' parents, they're like, all my kid does is watch these guys on YouTube. Most of them, these kids aren't on Twitch or anything yet. They're like, all these kids do is watch these guys on YouTube. And I'm like, this is actually where everybody's going and the next generation is going for their media. One, it's where I want to be. And two, when we go back to the parenting part, see, you're getting the long stoner answers.
Hey, that's all right. I like that.
When we go back to parenting, when my kid's a teenager, if he knows I can game, he might sit down with me and play Call of Duty 408, you know, and mention something to me to where he doesn't go do fucking crack or something. I don't know what the fuck it's going to be. You know, you want to be able to have those fucking connections still when they're older, because, I mean, it's easy. It's not easy, but parenting when they're younger, because they think you're a god at the point, isn't so bad. It's like, get in the house because I told you so. Okay. So when they're older, you want to be able to break through, and I hope maybe this will work a little bit.
Yeah, they haven't realized that you're fallible yet, which is a terrifying idea. When you, I mean, especially as a kid, that's a lot. Someone's loving the Call of Duty 408. Yeah. So that's a ways down from now. Like, you and your kid are going to be immortal. That's I don't know. Are they making one a year right now? I don't even know.
Yeah, probably. They don't get to where it's one every 6 months. And I really think that's a franchise that needs to just go to games as a service. It's the same shit every year. Just sell us the new fucking map packs for $15 every quarter and just call it Call of Duty. Whatever. You're not making single player games anymore. If you want to add a battle royale section, awesome. But quit making everybody buy a new fucking title.
I think we got to get Madden in line on that first, because Madden's way worse on that.
Well, and is it really Madden's fault or any of the sports games? If the sports don't change,
yeah,
the only thing that can really change is the graphics.
Well, you can change. I mean, I suppose like the rules change a little bit every year, and then player stats. I don't know. It's ridiculously complicated. Way too complicated for me to even care.
But my point being, you don't get to dual wield footballs in the next Madden and knock people out melee style. It's not like, oh, new feature. It's like, oh, there's more grass.
That is something that I thought they actually need to do is like, I thought it'd be cool if they did a Madden XFL. Do you remember the XFL days?
Oh, barely. Wasn't that before it was WWE, it was WWF? Wasn't that their football? Yeah.
Yeah, they wanted to make a football. I think, and someone was like, you mean NFL Blitz? And I was like, right. They need to just redo that. Like, make it to where you can like body slam people and like take off rules and just make an F it Madden thing.
I played Blitz on a stand-up arcade back in the day.
Oh yeah, I think that's still actually in the barcade near my town. Like I was like, once I saw that, I was like, oh sweet.
Nice.
But yeah, no, I personally think they need to just make just a go out there like Madden in space or something like that. You know, jump the shark a bit with the series. It'd be fun. Um,
Right. Just something off the wall.
yeah,
You've
something
got
crazy.
turrets, one game.
Because I mean, isn't that sort of well, not Black. I don't think Black Ops. Well, Black Ops was a little off the wall, but they did. Is it Modern Warfare or whatever, where they just added technology with like jetpacks and stuff, and then they like were in space. It was nuts. Like,
Advanced Warfare. We were talking about that one last night. That
yeah,
was I checked out on Ghosts. I'm like, okay. And really, when I started playing Call of Duty, I bought, one of my friends just played it. And so I bought a 360, bought Call of Duty, and we played in a clan. 360 died, got a PS3, found a new clan, played all the Call of Duties, and then when we all got PS4, some of us got PS4, some of us didn't. Ghost kind of sucked, and it was just like, I'm done with this shit. It's the same crap. And then a buddy of mine was like, hey, when Advanced Warfare came out, he's like, you got to get this. It's great. It's what we've been wanting. It's kind of back to how it used to be. And I'm like, all right. So I got it. I'm like, this is not what it used to be. And he's like, I know it sucks, but I needed somebody to play with. I'm like, you're an asshole. And so I played a little bit, and it was fun. You know, it's much more fun in a group, but yeah, it got to be stale for me. I do want to play the new one. I do want to play their version of Battle Royale just to try it, but not at $60 right now.
Oh yeah, it's blown up. It's crazy right now. That's all I see. It's either that PUBG or Fortnite, and I'm surprised people are still streaming PUBG. With Black Ops out, it's interesting.
Well, there's still an audience for everything. And one of the big reasons I don't stream in any of those or try to get good at them, because, you know, you read the news, you're like, holy fuck, look how many subscribers Ninja has.
Oh, yeah.
Jeez, maybe I should be playing Fortnite. But you look at it, it's like, wow, there's 5,000 Fortnite streams right now. I'm not even going to go compete with that. Let's go find a smaller little RPG where we have smaller audiences, but we've got tons of engagement and stuff like that. And I think your discoverability as a streamer is better if you're playing less saturated games.
Well, and that's Ninja's like full-time job. Like the reason why people watch him is because of his straight skill in that game. Like he's actually good at it, and he does it full time. To do that, it's nuts. Like to do that full time and just make that your only thing too. Like I don't think I could play just that for my entire life. Like or at least
what he makes, I could play that as long as they needed me to. I mean, come on.
That's true. He does make a ton of money.
But I mean, I will admit, like the guy is great at the game, and these top level players who have all these subscribers, who have all these viewers, who go on to turn pro, who can play at that level. Holy fuck, are they? That it's amazing. I do not claim to be able to play at any level close to that. We were talking about it last night where you play multiplayer games like, yeah, I rock, I should go pro. It's like, well, maybe the matchmaking is just really good and you're playing against players around your ability. Because you watch those pros and the things they can do are just amazing. You're like, holy shit. But, you know, I don't believe that I could ever perform. Like, I play Overwatch a little bit. I'm like, yeah, there's no Overwatch League here. Maybe the old man Stoner League or something, but that's about it.
I mean, I tried like PvP stuff back when like TF2 was just like hitting it big, and people used to just get so mad at me, and I was like, I can't do this anymore. Like I can't play with people. Like, I'm so bad at this game. Like I try to shoot, I'm not good at it. Like I don't have those reflexes, but good. I mean, good on the people who do. But like I'm still fighting the urge to just play Red Dead 2 just because like it's out now, but it's got like a 60-hour campaign, and my amount of time that I can put towards gaming is very small. Like 60 hours is like the next year probably. I don't know if that's true, but it's like I wish.
Yeah, and see, for me, I'll knock that out in 10 days if I'm just streaming it and doing a campaign. And the issue is My wife and my son have claimed my PS4 just because it works better than the PS3, and they play Minecraft and watch Netflix with it. So I need that game to come out on PC. Rockstar, bring it out on PC. It's not like you're an indie developer that can't afford it. Shit.
Yeah, I think they're working on this one. I don't actually know why Red Dead 1 never came out on PC. Like they said there's a lot of problems, but I mean, if they could fix Batman, they could fix this. I don't know. But I think I've heard like they have said like, yeah, it's coming onto the PC at some point. Just the question is when.
It'll be 5 years later. And
Yeah.
for me, that means it better be cheap because there's nothing new. It's all on YouTube. Everybody's seen it. It's like, oh, come on, this is a game that's a year and a half old. Just because you're bringing it to a new platform, I don't think that warrants full price.
That's true.
Especially from big companies. I understand if an indie developer needs to do a staggered launch because they are working on tiny budgets, but this is Rockstar.
Yeah, they're well, and what else are they doing right now? You know, they might be
collecting money from shark cards.
Yeah, that's about it. Like they might be working on Grand Theft Auto 6. However, like they're very much like one game at a time. They don't do 2 or 3 titles a year, you know.
No, I will give them credit with Grand Theft Auto 5. I do own. I've resisted it, but I own it on PS3. I own it on PS4. And if I wanted to fire it up, there is new content I could play. They do keep new stuff going on with it. I just don't think as a streamer I don't want to go into GTA 5.
Well,
I'll never come back.
I've been trying to stream it actually, just the story mode, and it's just not. I mean, it just doesn't take off. I was like, okay, I figured like maybe with Red Dead coming up, but it's just it's either people are doing silly stuff online or it's just oversaturated. Like there's still a lot of people streaming that because there's so much to still do. It's interesting.
Yeah, and like I said, I give Rockstar credit for that, for keeping their player base going with new content. Hey, Allura.
Yeah, hey, welcome, Allura, to the Just Another Nerdy podcast.
Skyrim just got released for the billionth time bomb guy.
Yeah, did you get to see? I mean, most people have seen it, but did you see that video where they were like basically playing it on a fridge?
Yes, I saw that.
That's what I like about it, though, is they're very self-aware. Like they understand they're playing it on everything.
Oh yeah, and I mean, it's not like people aren't buying it, and that's the argument: is if you don't want them to keep making the game, stop buying it on every system. Not that Skyrim's a bad game at all. I've got hundreds of hours on it.
Oh yeah.
Through PS3, the PC Legendary Edition, and now with the Special Edition. But I mean, if you're gonna buy it, keep selling your product.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, if it's good, keep it going. Because like I mean, and they have to lean. I think they have to lean a little bit on Skyrim a bit, because Fallout 4, though it's still an awesome game, like there's still not as many people were as pleased with Fallout 4 as they were with Skyrim. So agreed. I think Skyrim's still their big title, And then Fallout 76 comes out here soon, and that's going to be a mixed bag as well. So, they've got
Are you getting 76?
What's that?
Are you getting 76?
I don't think I'm going to get 76. There's the one thing I don't like about it is there's no NPCs, which is what I love the most about Fallout. I like all the strange interactions and dialogue that comes out of that.
Welcome.
Hey, Laura, thank you so much for the follow. But on top of that, like, so my video gaming budget is very small. Like, I don't get a lot, which is why I do most of the podcasting and stuff, is because it's a way for me to engage with people and still have a good time. And I have a lot of stuff I haven't played. What's that?
I hear you on budget. My kid's going through shoes. He's eating, and I'm just like, can you not eat everything in the fridge before dinner?
Yeah.
Oh. And so this year I look at it, and for Christmas, our Christmas season, I'm getting one game. I'm getting Hitman,
Oh, yeah.
And I look at it as I want a new big game. I love the Hitman series. I would like to play Red Dead. I do want to play 76 at some point, but both of those games, again, oversaturated. And as a streamer, I'm like, well, I'll take my chances with Hitman. Hope everybody's playing Red Dead. Hope everybody's playing that.
Oh yeah, and before that was Spider-Man. Unfortunately, I was an idiot. Well, I wasn't an idiot. I had reasoning, but I bought an Xbox One instead of a PS4, and so I feel kind of screwed out of all that. Like, Spider-Man especially.
Microsoft did good on the Xbox One with their backwards compatibility.
Oh yeah.
That is where I'm like, oh, that's why I need an Xbox One. Because, like old man JMS in chat, he'll tell me about old games he's downloading just because it's backwards compatible now. And I'm like, oh, damn it. I would love to just easily play that on a console and be good,
Right? That is what's nice about it. I bought it because, so I had a TV show a while ago, like just a local cable access thing I was doing. And my co-host had a PS4, so I was like, I'll get an Xbox One. I was like, and then I'll be able to review Crackdown 3. Little did I know the show would be canceled before I could ever even get to Crackdown 3.
Oh no.
So it's a shame. Like, I still want to play because Crackdown 1 is still one of my favorite games of all time, and Crackdown 3 kind of, I don't know, it makes me feel reminiscent of that. I've played Crackdown 1 since, and it has not aged well. But I would prefer, I kind of wish I had a PS4 at this point, especially if you get like Last of Us coming out and stuff like that. Calls me old.
11's JMS.
JMS is not. Yeah, he's a little salty over that. That's funny.
He is one of my, I believe, he's my longest concurrent subscriber since 2015.
Oh, wow. That's
and
awesome.
A mod. He was also been around so long, he helped build the pyramids.
He's been around since they built the pyramids. Is that a thing? You guys just call him old?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
We've got and it's been interesting. We have a much older crowd, especially from what I originally thought Twitch's main audience would be.
Okay.
We do have our younger audience, but the loyal viewers, for the most part, are mid to late 20s, all the way up through, I'd say probably late 50s.
Okay.
Like, I was very surprised once I started getting to know a lot of the viewers and finding out how their demographics and stuff, how they are and stuff. I was like, oh shit, JMS is older than dirt.
Do you think like some of your play style is the reason, or what do you think? What factor do you think contributes to you like maintaining mostly? And I say this lightly, like an older audience. I don't think you guys are old, but
I stopped playing Minecraft.
You stopped playing Minecraft?
No, well, that's one of the games I first started streaming, and it was like, oh, it's nothing but kids. I'm like, okay, I gotta play something else. I'm smoking weed. I can't do this.
That's true.
You do multiplayer, and it's hi. Oh, what the? Get the hell out of here, ban. It's like, okay, we're gonna go do something with more blood. But that was actually a decision I made after looking at YouTube statistics, and Minecraft at the time, and I'm sure it still does, holds an enormous market share on what people watch on YouTube in sense of gaming.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
But the audience, it was like, oh no, I can't do this shit.
So what was some of the first games you started with outside of Minecraft? Like, what did you branch into?
The Witcher was huge for me. I did play a lot of GTA 5 on the PS4. I'm trying to think, what else did I stream? We streamed Fallout when it first came out, Fallout 4. But a ton of Witcher.
Okay.
Ton of Witcher.
Yeah, unfortunately I've missed that bandwagon. I was thinking about going back and playing that at some point, but that's a down the road type of thing. Witcher 3 still usually like $20 on sale, which is a decent deal for the size of the game. Like, I think that's perfect.
Full
for paying
price
it.
for Witcher 3 is a great deal.
What is the full price? Is it 30 or like 40?
Full price with DLC, if you were to pay for it, it's like $80, 85.
Still quite. It's one of those games that I think is content wise worth it.
Correct. It's one of the few games that I've purchased recently, and I say recently within this last generation of consoles, I guess, if you want to base it on that. Even though we're doing everything on PC, um, where I've paid upfront the $60. I bought the season pass, and when it was all said and done, I was like, totally worth it. You know, you play some of the new games, and you mentioned Fallout 4. You get to the end, and it's just like, ugh. So I don't want to play this anymore. I'm bored. This isn't really Fallout. Yeah, I could have bought it on sale.
Yeah, I'm kind of lost in Fallout 4 right now. Like I'm in that middle range to the end, and I don't want to make any decisions to end it. Like I like the exploration more. That's what I love about the game, but just story wise, and I'm really mad because Fallout 3. The only reason why I never finished that was because my computer got reformatted before I could save the file, so I never beat Fallout 3. It was a shame.
Download the Tale of Two Wastelands mod, and then you can play it with Fallout 3 as DLC for Fallout New Vegas.
Oh, that sounds fun. So, Dank, a quick question, because we're kind of coming up to about noonish. Let's talk about when you started. What got you like to decide to start streaming? Like, when did you first hear about Twitch?
I first heard about it when a friend and I were playing Call of Duty, and we were just like shit talking to each other in a lobby. And some dude was just laughing. He's like, "You guys got to stream this." And I'm like, "Stream this? The hell are you talking about?" Like, I knew about YouTube, but I didn't know about streaming. He's like, "Oh, you got to check out Twitch." And at some point, I did, and I was watching a guy play an old free-to-play PS3 game I used to play. It was Dust 514. And I ended up in this streamer's lobby. And he had a bunch of viewers and they're subscribing. I didn't know what it meant or anything. And I was interested. And so I played in this guy's lobby and I fucking like wiped the floor with him. I was like, holy shit. If you're not any good at this and people are watching you, maybe I should try. And I had been playing the game, and I think he had just started looking at it. So, and it was a weird game where you had to like specialize into your class and everything. But that opened my eyes to the idea of it, and because I was doing stuff on YouTube, I'm one of those streamers where I will admit that everything I do with this, whether it be with YouTube or with Twitch, has been viewed as a business. A lot of people get turned off by it. They're like, "Oh, it should all be donations." It's like, no, I got to keep the internet running, so this is a business. Um, but I looked at Twitch as a I kind of took a gamble on, well, is it easier to get the views on YouTube and make money off the advertising, or is it easier to engage an audience and get tips on Twitch? I'm like, I bet you it's a lot easier if you've got people that you can talk to live to have a better relationship with them versus trying to get people to turn off an ad blocker on YouTube.
That is 100% true. That is, yeah. I get you there. Um, so kind of let's. Oh, okay, so we've discussed your niche a little bit. Yeah, this is the last thing that I definitely want to talk about a little bit with you. Because I think I forgot this with the first person that I asked. The first person that I was going with, but what advice would you have for someone who wants to get into Twitch today? Because Twitch over time has changed quite a bit, but like from where you're standing today, what kind of advice would you give someone who's trying to get into the field?
Don't quit your day job if you're just starting. Like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm quitting what I do for a living, even if you're just working at Circle K. I don't even know if they have Circle K's anymore. 7-Eleven, your gas station, your fast food joint, whatever. Don't quit because you're making so much more than you will trying to do this. If you're getting into it on a hobby level, it's a lot of fun. You can make a lot of good connections with your community. But if you're looking at getting into it to support yourself, because that's what a lot of people are seeing right now. They see the articles about the big time streamers who are just bringing in the dough, you know, and you're like, holy shit, I could do that. I'm good at Overwatch. you probably aren't that good if you're not already at that level. And if you want to really try, go cheap. Dip your toes in the water. Is it something you really want to do? If you're a younger audience, major in some type of um, broadcast courses in college, broadcast with a minor in web design or something. Because if you want to be successful at this, you've got to be high quality. You've got to have your shit on point because there's so many streamers out there that you've got to stand out on every level. It's rough out there. I don't want to discourage anybody from follow your dreams. But you need to be realistic about it. This is literally the next generation's I want to be a rock star. I want to be a professional football player. I want to be a streamer. Yeah, and it's saturated and it's rough. You're out there trying to get traction, trying to get numbers and stuff, get viewers, and it's dog eat dog.
Oh yeah, it's nuts out there. Let's talk a little bit about your community as well. We talked about their age and stuff, but what do you think? What do you think your community is like grabbing onto with you? Like, what do you think that they like? Why do you think they stick around every day? You know what I mean?
It's the sexy beard.
It's I dig it.
No, I don't know. A lot of times I wonder that because I'm usually cranky. In real life, I don't like most people. I'm like, oh, that guy's an idiot. Oh, that guy's a moron. For a lot of people that I run into in public. But in chat, I don't care who you are. I don't care if you smoke. I don't care if you drink. I don't care if you're male, female, somewhere in between, or what your deal is. If you're chill, and you can hang out. And I think that's been a lot of what has helped out. We've also kind of don't have any high tolerance for bullshit. If we get anybody in there that is overly negative or anything, it's like, get out of here. There's 10 million viewers on Twitch. We can do without you. And so keeping it a chill place to hang out has really helped.
Okay, that's really cool. Yeah, I think I can't really think of too much else that I want to ask you at this point. And I think we're coming up to a good stopping place on the interview, but I just wanted to see. Well, first of all, I wanted to do a big shout out to the chat. You guys, a lot of you are huge supporters coming in from Dank's channel, so thank you so much for popping in. Welcome to the stream. But is there anything else you want to kind of say or talk about before we end the interview here?
Well, first, thanks for having me. Everybody that did come by to watch, thank you guys. I'll see a lot of you tonight, most of you. And this is what I do talk about, where even though this is a business to me and this is what I do to help support my family, pay support for my daughter, it is awesome seeing the people that watch me just come out to support you. It's an awesome thing. But everything I say, take with a grain of salt too. I'm an old jaded stone gamer, so.
Well, I gotta say thank you, Dank, so much for popping in. Your support so far has been awesome. You even popped in on the Pink Smurf stream and helped out there. You even gave some really good feedback, so I really appreciate it. I really appreciate all the people kind of coming in. So the last little bit of business that I gotta do is just remember, guys, you can catch us live. We do Wednesday. We're going to start at noon this week. We're going to do the podcast. You can watch us live Wednesday at noon. We're going to be chatting, actually, interestingly enough, about sort of the lawsuit that's going on between Netflix and the Church of Satan over Sabrina, the Sabrina TV show. Yeah, the Church of Satan is actually suing Netflix over the depiction of their own church. So interestingly enough, Dritz is a Satanist, so we're going to have a live debate over whether or not they should legally have the right to sue. There's going to be theatrics. I bought shit for this, so feel free to check it out at noon.
I have to ask, because I am ordained, if I can get enough people into the Church of Dank, can I sue all the weed shows if I don't like how they depict my weed, and we can all just have our own private jet?
I don't know. You might be able to, if you can make
Right.
So their legal grounds that they're discussing is the idea that they used an image of theirs, that they have technically trademarked. They used it's the goat figure, the goat-headed figure statue. Apparently, it's close enough that it infringes on trademark according to them. So it's going to be an interesting debate. We're going to have a really good time. We've been kind of studying and doing some research. Chat is going to decide either way. And then if there's a tie in the chat, I'll be the tiebreaker. So that'll be a lot of fun. But feel free to check that out on Wednesday. Next week, we're going to be doing an interview with Tweety Expert. She is a streamer who kicks ass. She plays nothing but Borderlands, and she plays it hard. That's all she does. And it's fascinating actually to see this. Like, she is like a Borderlands streaming machine. And so we're going to be interviewing her next week on Thursday, a little bit earlier in the morning. So if you want, you can also follow us on youtube.com/Just Another Nerdy Podcast. Just look us up, Just Another Nerdy Podcast. You're going to see this mug. And we'll have that interview up like this one later on. We'll also have the Pink Smurf interview up and the Zolthara interview. So feel free to check all that out. And then if you just want to listen to this, you can download it, put it in your pocket, put a little nerdy in your pocket. That's what I like to say. So,
God.
I know I say that and Dritz like audibly moans or groans. He's just like, ugh. So you can put us iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, CastBox. Like, we're on all those platforms, many others. Just look up Just Another Nerdy Podcast, or you can find the links in the description down below. There's also buttons down below. You can just click any of those buttons and boom, we'll show up. So feel free to check that out. But thanks guys for watching. I hope you guys have a great day. Also, we're going to be putting up soon Flintstones. We're going to do commentary for the Flintstones on Scener. So you can check us out at scener.com/JANP, JANP. So see you guys next time. Bye.